Hello everyone, you are watching UN College Digital Class YouTube channel and welcome to another session of Community Health and Social Work. In our previous video lectures, we had discussed about different diseases and cause, symptoms, complications, preventions, diagnosis and treatment for different diseases and types of hepatitis disease and what are the causes of hepatitis disease and what are the complications of hepatitis disease and in this class we will discuss about what are the diagnosis of hepatitis disease and how we can diagnose a hepatitis patient, and also what are the preventions for avoiding the hepatitis disease and what are the treatments are availing for hepatitis patient. Let's discuss on that, through which we can detect a patient the person is suffering from hepatitis disease. History and physical exam, and under history and physical exam how we can diagnose. To diagnose hepatitis, first your doctor will take your history to determine any risk factors you may have for infectious or non-infectious hepatitis. During a physical examination, your doctor may press down gently on your abdomen to see if there is pain or tenderness. Your doctor may also feel to see if your liver is enlarged. If your skin or eyes are yellow, your doctor will note this during the exam. Through history and physical exam, the doctor can diagnose that you are suffering from the hepatitis disease or not. And also the doctor will examine that the hepatitis disease is infectious or non-infectious disease, because there is two types of process, and one is infectious and another one is non-infectious. It means sometimes some patients or some persons are suffering from hepatitis disease and which is infected from others, and there is another type is non-infectious, and non-infectious means there is the person is suffering from hepatitis disease due to the lack of different issues, and there is different issues for non-infectious disease, and due to poor sanitation, due to crowded people, and there is some different causes. And when a person is suffering from infectious or non-infectious hepatitis disease, then the doctor can detect that person through different symptoms. If there is a liver problem, if the liver is not functioning properly, if the person has joint pain, and if the person has fever or yellow urine or skin is yellowing, these are the some symptoms of hepatitis disease, and through these symptoms the doctor can detect that person is suffering from the hepatitis disease, and that is from history and the physical exam the doctor can detect that person is suffering from hepatitis or not. Next is liver function test. There is different tests through which we can test the liver function. Liver function test use blood samples to determine how efficiently your liver works. Abnormal results of these tests may be the first indication that there is a problem, especially if you don't show any signs on a physical exam of liver disease. High liver enzyme levels may indicate that your liver is stressed, damaged or not functioning properly. These are the liver function tests, and through liver function test the doctor can test the liver function by the blood sample use, and through which the doctor can determine how efficiently the liver works of a person. And there is, if any abnormal result, the doctor can know about the abnormal result from different tests, and the doctor can detect the person's liver enzyme level may indicate, and if the liver enzyme level is stressed or damaged or not functioning properly, then the doctor can know or can detect that person is suffering from the hepatitis disease. And next is other blood test. There is some other test, like if your liver function tests are abnormal, your doctor will likely order other blood tests to detect the source of the problem. When your doctor is detecting that your liver function test is abnormal, then the doctor can order some other test through which the doctor can detect or can define the source of the problem, or by which infection or by which cause the person is suffering from this disease. And these tests can check for the viruses that cause hepatitis. And through these tests also the doctor can detect which type of hepatitis the person is suffering, and through which virus the person is suffering. Through that the doctor can providing proper treatment. They can also be used to check for antibodies that are common in conditions like autoimmune hepatitis, and also the doctor can use to check for antibodies of a person if the person has autoimmune hepatitis. And through antibody test the doctor can know the liver function of that person, and also can know about the immune capacity of that person, through which the doctor can providing proper treatment. And next is ultrasound. An abdominal ultrasound uses ultrasound waves to create an image of the organs within your abdomen. This test allows your doctor to take a close at your liver and nearby organs. And when the doctor is doing ultrasound, then the test allows the doctor to take a close photography or close ultrasound from your liver and the nearby organs of liver, and it can reveal fluid in your abdomen, through which test we can know about the fluid in the person's abdomen, liver damage or enlargement. Also we can know the function of liver, liver tumors, abnormalities of your gallbladder, and sometimes the pancreas shows up on ultrasound images as well. This can be a useful test in determining the cause of your abnormal liver function. And through ultrasound the doctor can detect or can know the abnormal function of liver, and also the doctor can know about the cause or problem of the person's abnormal function of liver. And next is liver biopsy. A liver biopsy is an invasive procedure that involves your doctor taking a sample of tissue from your liver. And when a person or when a doctor is doing liver biopsy, then the doctor can test that biopsy through taking a sample of tissue from the liver of that person, and through which the doctor can test the hepatitis disease. It can be done through your skin with a needle and doesn't require surgery. And also it can be taken through your skin and with a needle, and there is not requirement of any surgery or any operation. And typically an ultrasound is used to guide your doctor when taking the biopsy sample, and also the doctor can guide it by typically an ultrasound report also. This test allows your doctor to determine how infection or inflammation has affected your liver. And also through liver biopsy the doctor can detect the liver is infecting through which virus, and the person's hepatitis is which type of hepatitis, and how the person is infected, and what are the complexion in the person's health. And the doctor can know or the doctor can determine these activities of that person, and how the person affected or how the liver affected through which virus, and what are the life threatening situations will arise in person's life. And it can also be used to sample any areas in your liver that appear abnormal, and also it can use any abnormal area of the liver, and we can take sample of any area of liver. And next we will discuss on how hepatitis is treated, or when we are seeing or we are detecting a person is suffering from hepatitis disease, and at that time how we can provide treatment for a hepatitis patient, what are the way through which we can providing treatment. Treatment options are determined by which type of hepatitis you have and whether the infection is acute or chronic. And always the treatment option is depending upon the determined by which type of hepatitis the person is suffering, because there is different types of hepatitis like hepatitis A, B, C, D and E. There is different type of hepatitis caused due to different virus, and the treatment always depends upon the type of hepatitis, and if the hepatitis is acute or chronic, that also depends upon for treatment. And when a doctor is providing treatment, then the doctor has to know that the person is suffering from acute hepatitis or chronic hepatitis. And first we will discuss about hepatitis A disease, or what are the treatments for hepatitis A. Hepatitis A usually doesn't require treatment because it's a short-term illness, and hepatitis A usually there is no need of treatment because it's a short-term illness, and when a person is suffering from hepatitis A, there is need of bed rest may be recommended if symptoms cause a great deal of discomfort. If the patient is feeling discomfort, then there is need of bed rest, and which can recommended by the doctor and which depends upon the symptoms of the patient. If you experience vomiting or diarrhea, follow your doctor's order for hydration and nutrition. And if the patient has experience of vomiting and diarrhea, then the patient has to get the treatment and has to contact the doctor and have to follow the doctor's order for hydration and proper nutrition. And the hepatitis A vaccine is available to prevent this infection, and also there is availability of hepatitis A vaccine for prevention of hepatitis A disease. Most children begin vaccination between ages 12 and 18 months. It's a series of 2 vaccines, and there is also vaccinations for between ages 12 to 18 months, and the vaccination for hepatitis A is also available for adults and can be combined with the hepatitis B vaccine. There is vaccination for hepatitis A available for adult, and that vaccination combined with the hepatitis B vaccine. And then hepatitis B. What are the treatments for hepatitis B disease? Acute hepatitis B doesn't require specific treatment. In hepatitis B cases, when a person is suffering from hepatitis B disease, there is also not requirement of specific treatment. Chronic hepatitis B is treated with antiviral medications. Hepatitis B is a chronic hepatitis and which can need of treatment of antiviral medications or antibiotics. This form of treatment can be costly because it must be continued for several months or years. It is not a short-term hepatitis disease, and it's for some long term, and there is need of treatment of continued for several months or several years. So that is very cost effective. Treatment for chronic hepatitis B also requires regular medical evaluations and monitoring to determine if the virus is responding to treatment. There is also treatment for chronic hepatitis B, and which is required for regular medical evaluations and monitoring. When a person is getting treatment for prevention of hepatitis B disease, then the person has to get regular medical evaluation and has to contact the doctor regularly for the treatment of that person. And next is hepatitis B can be prevented with vaccination. There is also vaccinations available, and the CDC trusted source recommends hepatitis B vaccinations for all newborns. For all newborns, there is availability of hepatitis B vaccinations. The series of 3 vaccines is typically completed over the first 6 months of childhood. There is 3 vaccines through which we can complete the first 6 months of the childhood, and we can prevent the hepatitis disease. The vaccine is also recommended for all healthcare and medical personnel. There is also availability of vaccine for all the healthcare and medical personnel, means those who are working in healthcare institutions or medical institutions, then there is need of vaccine for them, because those who are working in hospital area or medical area, they have higher risk of infection of hepatitis disease, and so that there is vaccinations available for them. And next is hepatitis C disease, and what are the treatments for hepatitis C? Antiviral medications are used to treat both acute and chronic forms of hepatitis C. There is antiviral or antibiotic medicines available for treatment of both hepatitis C, both acute and chronic forms of hepatitis C. People who develop chronic hepatitis C are typically treated with a combination of antiviral drug therapies. They may also need further testing to determine the best form of treatment. And those people who develop chronic hepatitis C, there is a need of treatment of antiviral drug therapies because the hepatitis C is a chronic disease mainly, and so that there is need of best treatment for avoiding the hepatitis disease. And people who develop cirrhosis or scarring of the liver or liver disease as a result of chronic hepatitis C may be candidates for a liver transplant. And when a person's liver is not functioning, then at that time the person has to transplant the liver, and those persons who develop cirrhosis problem. Currently, there is no vaccination for hepatitis C. The vaccination for hepatitis C is not available. And next is hepatitis D. No antiviral medications exist for the treatment of hepatitis D at this time, and there is no availability of medications or antibiotics for treatment of hepatitis D. According to a 2013 study, trusted source, a drug called alpha interferon can be used to treat hepatitis D, but it only shows improvement in about 25 to 30% of people. According to 2013, there is a drug which names alpha interferon, and through which we can treat hepatitis D, but it only shows or it only results in 25 to 30% of people. Hepatitis D can be prevented by getting the vaccination for hepatitis B, as infection with hepatitis B is necessary for hepatitis D to develop. And also it can be prevented by getting the vaccination of hepatitis B, and when a person is suffering from hepatitis B infection, the person have to take the hepatitis B vaccination, and through which we can avoid the hepatitis D disease. And next is hepatitis E. Currently, no specific medical therapies are available to treat hepatitis E. There is no availability of any specific medical therapy for getting treatment of hepatitis E disease, and because the infection is often acute, is typically resolves on its own. Because the infection is often acute, it typically resolves on its own. People with this type of infection are often advised to get adequate rest, drink plenty of fluids, get enough nutrients, and avoid alcohol. Those who are suffering from hepatitis E disease, they have to get adequate rest, and there is need of drink plenty of fluids, and also they have need of enough nutrients, and also they have to avoid alcohol. However, pregnant women who develop this infection require close monitoring and care. Also, those who are pregnant women, they have to require the close monitoring and care for avoiding the hepatitis disease and for avoiding the infection of different virus. And next is autoimmune hepatitis. Corticosteroids like prednisone or budesonide are extremely important in the early treatment of autoimmune hepatitis. They are effective in about 80% of people with this condition. Imuran, a drug that suppresses the immune system, is often included in treatment. It can be used with or without steroids. Other immune suppressing drugs like mycophenolate or Celsate, tacrolimus or Prograf, and cyclosporin or Neural can also be used as alternatives to azathioprine for treatment, and there is different medications or antibiotics for suppress the immune system, and through which we can include the that medications for treatment of autoimmune hepatitis. And next is tips to prevent hepatitis. There is some tips through which we can prevent the hepatitis. First is hygiene. Practicing good hygiene is one key way to avoid contracting hepatitis A and hepatitis E. If you are traveling to a developing country, you should avoid some things. We have to practice some good hygienic, and through which we can maintain the environment very hygienic and neat and clean, and we can avoid the contract of hepatitis A and hepatitis E. There is local water also. We have to avoid local water, and when you are taking drinking water, then we have to take proper and pure drinking water. We have to avoid ice, raw or undercooked shellfish and oysters, and we have to avoid the raw and undercooked food through which we can get different viral infection, and when we are avoiding those type of food, then we can prevent the viral infections. Raw fruit and vegetables, also we have to avoid the raw fruit and the vegetables, and when we are taking the fruit and vegetables, then we have to maintain the safe and hygienic fruit and vegetables. And hepatitis B, C and D contracted through contaminated blood can be prevented by, and also it can be contracted through blood, and because of avoiding that situation, we have to prevent by not sharing drug needles. If you are taking drug, then don't share these needles with anyone. Not sharing razors, and also don't share razors with other persons, and not using someone else's toothbrush, and also don't use the toothbrush of any other person, and not touching spilled blood, and also don't touch any spilled blood, and through which you can infected by blood also. Hepatitis B and C can also be contracted through sexual intercourse and intimate sexual contact. Practicing safe sex by using condoms and dental dams can help decrease the risk of infection. You can find many options available for purchase online, and also you can avoid hepatitis B and C, which can be contracted through sexual intercourse, and there is also intimate sexual contact with the life partner, and when you are practicing safe sex, then we can avoid the infection of virus, and through which we can avoid the hepatitis virus also. There is a risk of infection at that situation, and if you are buying the product from market, then you can find it through online. Vaccines. The use of vaccines is an important key to preventing hepatitis. Also, through use of vaccine, you can avoid the hepatitis disease, or you can prevent the hepatitis disease. Vaccinations are available to prevent the development of hepatitis A and B. There is also vaccinations available for prevention of hepatitis A and hepatitis B disease. Experts are currently developing vaccines against hepatitis C, and also the vaccinations for hepatitis C are currently developing. A vaccination for hepatitis E exists in China, but it is not available in the United States. This is all about today's lecture. In this lecture, we have discussed about how we can diagnose a hepatitis patient, and what are the treatments for different types of hepatitis, and there is some tips also through which we can prevent the hepatitis, or we can avoid the hepatitis virus infection. Keep watching. Thank you. Have a great day.